Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for A Place Further Than the Universe. Episode 3. The girls are kind of shifting around their perspectives and leadership.
That's right. Shirase has been
Revoked.
Yeah, exactly.
From her leadership
Vote
position.
of no confidence.
Yes. They're on the train headed back home, essentially. But they've got their plan.
Of flirting and the like fell through.
Yes, but their money did get them a place on a boat. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, there is another girl who's following them. Mm-hmm. The girl who was with the other girls and people, the group there, but she seemed to be like their age, also a high schooler.
Yeah. And she's the other one from the opening.
That is true. She's the other one from the opening. Yeah. So that's going to be our group of 4. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I'm really liking the dynamic of having the girls really energize each other via their character interactions. And that kind of keeps any time one of them goes too low on the negativity side of things. Nope,
bring it back up.
Take them back up.
Yep,
and
that's right.
Shirase was getting a little bit disappointed. Mm-hmm. And, obviously so. She's got a lot riding on this whole trip.
Exactly.
So
but fear not, your drill will pierce the ice caps.
Yes, and it's apropos. We're wearing them.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is going to be awesome. So without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, this is the girl that was following them.
Was she crying?
Just showing the random fat cat just splayed on the ground.
いや、ばあちゃんがまだ5月だからって。5月でも暑いものは暑い。私冷たいの。観測隊に取材班と共に女子高生が同行する？同行するのはタレントの白石ゆずきさん。南極への旅や昭和基地での生活などをネット中継でリポート。
Gotcha.
A streamer.
こんなのあるんだ。この前隊員の人何も言ってなかったけど、そりゃ言ったらうるさいからな。これが。リポーター、記者、投稿者、白石ゆずき。自分で書けろ。私はそういうのちょっと向いてないっていうか、人見知りだし。私、こいつの性格だんだん分かってきた気がする。私も。
Same.
What?
She's literally coming there. Yeah.
人に押し付けたってそっくりそのまま。もしもし。何すんのよ。小淵沢しらせさんですよね。はい。あれ、その名前。
I love it. I like they've all set up the. She's on Wiki.
Oh wow.
38,000 followers.
去年フォローバックが止まらないで歌手デビュー。
Wait.
軽く死ねますよね。
She's an idol character.
Yeah, I guess so.
値
Yeah.
段で SNS にアップするのは肖像権侵害になります。色紙にサインと手形いいですか？力士か。でもどうしてこんなところに？はい、お話がありまして。何？私の代わりに南極に行きませんか？
Oh, she doesn't want to go. They're like, what?
行きたいんですよね。どこに漏らしたの？いえいえ、端的に言うと行きたくないんで。
Oh, this is exactly what she wants. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
しらせちゃん、来た。
Oh.
やっただから言ったでしょ。私の作戦が言ってれば必ずいいんだって。何が無茶よ、何が無理よ。これは言ったでしょ。言ったでしょ。
Oh, according to Kaika.
Yes.
待ってろーら。何？
Oh.
すいません、バカで。いえ。だけですか？そうだけど。サンダル借ります。失礼します。
What?
Mom wants her to go.
ご苦労様。南極のリポートですよね。
Yes.
こいつじゃダメですか？かなり美人ですよ。ほら、芸能人みたい。喋れます？もちろん。今 南極もしもし聞こえませんよ。待ってそれでは私がやり
Yes, there would be a
She
team.
can, yeah.
日本の皆さん見えてますか？ルックスは
She didn't sugarcoat it.
こうなったらこれでどうだ？失礼します。
These girls are amazing.
はい。いきなりこんなこと言って変かもですけど、友達になってください。
お母さん前に言ったよね。2年になったらちゃんと休み増やすって。1年ぐらい我慢できない？
できない。
心配しなくても受験には間に合うようにするから。
受験なんてどうでもいい。私受験のために高校行ってるんじゃない。それを言うならひなたちゃんが。言わなくていい。俺より傷ついてる。
Scarred him.
いらっしゃいます。来た。
What?
何が？
説得してくれたらあなたたちも同行者として配信会社を通じて
Nice. All right.
And then they can all go together.
Exactly.
She just wants friends. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing. So yes.
でもゆずきちゃんもうここにいないんじゃないの？
それが日曜に東京で仕事があるから土曜までホテルに泊まることにしたらしくて。
金と土
Friday, Saturday, 2 days.
もたもたしている時間はない。行くよ。
もう10時過ぎてるよ。
じゃあ明日の朝学校行く前5時。
だって寝起きどっきりかよ。
じゃあ6時
Ah.
7時いつがいいの？
落ち着け。
Yes. Calm down.
どうした？
自己嫌悪。
あ？
確かに。
At least you are able to recognize it.
I resonate with that on a
結局
soul
自分の気
level.
持ち優先させたばかり
Like
で
self-loathing.
人のこと考えてないのかも。
今さら？冗談だ。思いの強さとわがままは紙一重で
There
ある
we go.
って言うだ
Well
ろ。
said. Well
誰の
said.
言葉？
Me.
Me.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yes, we're figuring everyone out. This is so great. Oh.
ごめんね。また今度。
Oh, she's getting kind of
Whoa.
left behind.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, they're all
Coco?
doing things.
They're all doing it, yeah.
305号室。
どうする？びっくり聞いてないだろ。偶然だ。偶然を装って。
It's coincidence.
あれ？止まってたんだ。どこ行くの？
Wow.
どうして行きたくないの？
そんなに変ですか？だって南極行ったらペン
That's
ギンいるよ。
penguins.
氷山もあるし、オーロラだって見れるか。母に何か言われましたね。行くよ絶対してくれとかあんた。
Stare.
はい。
Spineless!
本当にちょっと聞きたいのもあって、ゆずきちゃんが行きた
Yeah,
く
we
ない理由
do.
多分皆さんにはわからないと思いま
We're
すけ
willing
ど、
to listen.
私友達いないです
Yes. Oh.
Okay, alright.
今じゃないですよ。
Ever.
今まで
Because of
今まで
her
一度も
career as a child actor?
4歳の頃からずっと子役の仕事してて、
Oh.
でも忙しいから友達と遊んでいる
Right.
暇
And
と
it
かほとんどな
distances
くて、
you, and you.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna
気づいた
cry.
らずっとその繰り返しで、
Yeah. And that's why she resents her mom.
でも
But she keep getting
よ
pulled
ろしくね。
away by.
今度3人で遊び行こうよ。本当？いいよ。あと一緒に写真いい？ゆずきちゃん有名人だから見せてって。私も。
Oh.
Okay.
ごめん。そっか。じゃあね。
Jeez.
Wow.
最初って大切じゃないですか。
Oh. No one wants to be her friend for her. They're more excited just
Yeah,
そういう
about
関係
being.
とかグループとか形ができちゃう
And,
っていう。
and Tamaki's just gonna and like, oh.
抱きしめたくなった。だって皆さん親友同士じゃないですか。
No, we just met.
We just met.
違うんですか？私たち出会って1ヶ月も経ってないぞ。
一緒に遊び行ったこともないし。
Huh?
ただ同じところに
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
Oh, this is so beautiful
Exactly.
because they have this similar goal and activity. It brings them closer together, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!
Yep.
Oh, this is so
お
good."
母さん分かってくれるといいけど。
Oh,
で、これ結論としてはどうなったんだ？
A little bit better than
お
before.
前忘れたのか？もともとはゆずきを説得しに来たんだろう。おお、そうだった。
Yes, that's right.
でもここでゆずきちゃんが断ることができれば、
どうせ別の芸能人みたいな人が代わりを務める。
あ、そっか。
私たちは説得するしかなかった。
初めてだ。あんなことされたの。友達ってあんな感じなのかな。
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, show. Ah. How? How are you doing?
いいからいいぞ。風強いから。早く。
She's needing to hold it steady.
Yeah.
手伸ばして。
Oh, it's so wonderful.
And then they fall.
Oh. Don't fall, don't fall. Oh! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh!
Oh no!
That's bad. That's bad.
Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't do that! Wow. No way.
No, it's.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh!
だから言ったろ早すぎるって。まだバカなじゃん。言ったのはしらせちゃんだよ。
仕方ないでしょ、東京まで行くんだから。
Yeah, I knew
Okay.
it. This show.
Yeah.
Oh.
The different facial. Okay, okay.
Oh, this is such a good show.
Yep.
Oh, and she's smiling.
Yep.
3人と一緒なら行くって言ってるの。
Yes.
一緒じゃなかったら行かないから。
All right. Cool.
はい、ゆずきちゃん、行くよ。
Let's go.
もう少しやってください。
Yeah. With the backdrop.
Should I say?
That's a good point.
I mean, one of the very few, if ever, yeah.
締めますね。
Oh, that transition! Yes! Yes! Oh, that's so good!
Okay, okay, all right, all right.
Oh, this show. Okay. Okay, guys, here's the thing.
right.
I bawled like a freaking baby in this episode, but you don't understand.
Good episode.
This show just went from being like a solid show
Right,
to
to
just
like
an incredible,
Okay.
incredible show.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's the thing. So
Madhouse original.
Madhouse Originals, man. Okay, so
Like-
one of the things that this show does with characters, it's very clever, like you said, is the banter. But more so how it uses the interactions
Yeah.
to pull up the other characters out of their immediate situation.
Right.
And they basically have been ramping up towards characters that would have a more dramatic situation that they would need help
Sure.
for. Therefore, it would need more of the girls in order to pull them out from.
Exactly,
One
yeah.
pulled up one, then two pulled up one, and then three pulled up one.
Yeah.
It ends up, it's needed more.
Right.
So,
Now they can go pull up the penguins.
well, yes, but okay. Her name is Shiraishi. It's very similar to Shirase, but okay. So Shiraishi, Yuzuki.
Yuzuki.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Her character having I do not at all understand the world of child actors and stuff. I've never at all experienced anything like
I've heard
that.
stories.
But remember when Mayaki Tamaki, guys. I'm sorry. I'll get all the names eventually perfectly. But Tamaki was saying, I get it. I understand the transition from schools. And she's like, no, you don't understand. Right. In a lot of ways, that's actually the closest thing that a lot of us, non-celebrities essentially have experienced that's very similar to that. The idea of losing all of your friends instantly and then having that rough time where you have to transition into making them. Yep. But imagine that for your entire life. Yeah. You just can't get friends. There's this barrier that's withholding that from you. Now, the thing is, you could change that barrier into a whole lot of things also. Mm-hmm. Say you just got really heavy social anxiety.
Sure.
You've got kind of a neurotic personality that makes it really difficult for you to be consistent and or like able to communicate well.
The idea
people
that
are like, what?
Yeah, the idea that even if the things that cause it are different, the struggle,
the struggle
of making friends and trying to be friendly with people that don't want to hang out with you and stuff. That's very real. That's very like relatable. Mm-hmm. And just those little bits of the girls being like, "Oh, let's take a picture with you." And she's like, no. And they're like, oh, okay, bye then. And then that part, I love how much they lingered on it. Where she's texting with them and stuff and trying to hang out and everything. And then this person left the group.
Well, that was the next.
Well,
that was the next morning.
Yeah, that was the next morning. But just the idea that it's like, like her checking that and being like, so what's going on here? And then.
Yeah. One of the things about that just resonated with me really, really powerfully was the idea that her character was one that was essentially losing desire.
Right.
She didn't want to go on the trip for actually reasons that we don't really have yet. If you actually think about what she revealed that she hasn't been able to make friends.
Right. So it might be that going on the trip
distracted her from being able
to make friends, or possibly it could be something where she resents her whole child actor thing. And it could also be that maybe that would have held her back a year if she had done that.
Okay. I don't think the trip is going to last that long, but they didn't really disclose the length of time that the trip would last. But I think the point is that there's still more to be unpacked here. It's not as simple as that she now has friends, suddenly everything's going to be okay. That resentment, the self-resentment, and the resentment towards her mother was strong enough to where in the beginning of the episode, she was saying, I could just die right now.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
That's not a small statement.
Yes, I know, Jacob, but I'm saying people say things all the time that they don't actually mean.
Sure.
But if you look at the range of where's the how bad to how like non-problematic can this statement be? Revealing her character. It's huge. The range is dramatic. Yeah. It could be everything from like, oh, this is a horrible day, to not very light and happy places. Now, at the end of the episode,
I know.
She says out of very clear joy and happiness and love and warmth and everything, I could just die right now.
Yeah.
Now, that feeling of going from there, wherever that was, to here, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. That has got to resonate with you.
Like,
my
genius
gosh.
episode writing right here. Because just having that, like, out of context, and it's just like, okay, what's the story here? Then we start to see the story a bit, and then wrapping it up with that. That's just... Madhouse, you amazing studio.
Yeah, I'm wrecked right now. Like, my discussion potential just went... Because like, I have... I think we all have had moments where we are struggling to make friends and stuff. Yeah. But like, I think that this character alone personified the feeling of like not just rejection, but feeling truly alone.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think a lot of people go through, and I think more and more people need to be aware of this, but when you go through like puberty, for instance, when you grow up into an adult, essentially, your hormones, your body, everything's changing and stuff. So you feel like you're the only one going through this experience a lot of the time.
Right.
But through making friends and stuff, you can realize how you're not actually alone and stuff. She went through 5 years old to however old she is now, completely alone
Yep.
from like peers, from friends
Right.
that would be like, actually engaging and spending fun time with.
She's at least 15 here because she's in high school.
10 years of
10
that.
years minimum.
Not just the formative transforming years of like 11 to 14, where you go through the change from being a child to being a semi-adult, essentially.
Right.
No, like from 5 to like, when you can barely read to now when you're like, you're a woman. Like you are basically at the point of the cusp of adulthood. That is... Oh,
yeah.
My seasons with that were like, that was a year and a half of my life.
Right.
That's not like anything horrible. It was horrible, but it wasn't like the end of the world.
But the idea that they basically, tragic backstories, right?
Yes.
Whenever characters get introduced, and they give them some sort of tragic backstory. Over the years, it started to mean less and less for me, right?
Because we've seen a lot of them.
Because we've seen a lot of it, and there's usually this habit of escalation where you have to make an even, she was programmed the most tragic backstory imaginable, And
it feels superficial.
It feels superficial because you can't relate to that, right? Yep. But by taking it back to something simple that everyone can relate to, even if it's not in that exact circumstance, and then they take that relatable thing and then dial up the magnitude of it, right? They use that to make a very tragic backstory, right? While keeping it super relatable.
Also contrasting her with the characters that are experiencing the marrow of life. They're sucking the marrow out of life. They're living the adventure. They're about to live the adventure.
Diem.
Yes, the carpe diem. Yes, exactly. And she sees that, and that's part, probably subconsciously, of why she ended up stalking them back to that place, because she saw, I see this energy there. But she also recognized the name and stuff. But little did she know, oh my gosh, like this whole journey feels like a rippling effect of someone else's dream causing others to find purpose and energy in life.
The power of one dream.
One person's dream. That's
think about that. Think about that.
Cool.
It's amazing. I love that so much because and here's the thing. Because it's grounded in reality so much, right? Now, granted, the dream is an extreme one, right? They want to go to Antarctica. That's not easy.
That's
right?
tough,
especially as a high school student.
Yes, you're not an adult. Yeah, you're not a legal adult. You have a lot of people that are responsible for you. Kind of still.
Yeah. So, but it's still something that's like, okay, that's a plausible dream, right? For someone to have.
Yes.
And they're showing this happening. Because that makes it something completely different, where if this were in a fantasy universe or if this was like a shonen or something like that. Because since it's something that can feel so real and be like, yes, because we've all had dreams, right? They might not be that exact dream. They might be more or less crazy in our minds than
getting
going
a
to
baseball
Antarctica.
bat.
It can be anything from as simple as getting a baseball bat. For me, for a long time, it's writing a book, And the idea that dream, whatever it is, because it makes you come alive, it can make other people around you come alive, right? And that sometimes one of the best things you can do for yourself and for the people around you is to go after your dream, because that'll help wake other people up, and then they will also help lift you up when you're at those low points, right? Where you lose hope.
Yep. So good. So this show essentially took the whole dynamic of the really banter-friendly, incredibly charismatic group of three girls who have just this wonderful dynamic between each other. And I loved every scene this episode with them all together. Especially the whole interaction when the mom showed up. That was, oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Them trying to all do the different things to convince her and stuff, and getting the props and
oh my gosh. But the way that this show escalates the emotion of things cleverly with comedy is something I really want to analyze here, because not necessarily in this discussion, but as we're watching this show, I really feel like they've tapped into something with how comedy, dramatic, positive emotion essentially accentuates the difference there can be with the negative emotion settling, because you then see the gap as being larger. So you see Hinata, I keep forgetting the names of like the full names, but Hinata, the really positive one, the one that's like that kind of had the simplest, like, I saw the energy that you guys had and I wanted to join that. She is the one with all the energy now, coincidentally. I wonder why. Now, her being there in this and kind of being somewhat of the leader of making sure that things stay grounded. She is also the biggest, like, cheerleader of, like, everyone else. We have, you know, Shirase, the dreamer, who just, she visualizes Antarctica every waking, you know, moment. But then we have Tamaki.
Tamaki.
Tamari was her nickname, really identifying the kind of the heart of Shiraishi.
That part where she just like, she just hugs her. Just hugs her.
Like, here's the thing, like, that's a thing that, like, you have to be really careful with that, because on the surface it's so wonderful. On the other side of things, they don't know Shiraishi's story, so just grabbing someone and basically just making them receive your love essentially is like, okay, you mean well, but you got to be careful. But
it has to be in the right context with the right person,
right.
all that.
But the fact that is the innocent response from Tamari to hearing this story is the, I don't truly understand this. She says what is the closest thing to her mind of understanding, and the girl's like, no, you don't understand. It's like, well, I understand why she thinks she understands.
Exactly.
Because it does somewhat relate in a little bit. But the deeper situation was that she needs love. And, oh my gosh, freaking Tamari just hugging her and holding her. It's like, okay, I know that the mom probably is not, like, a complete, like, you know, asshole or anything. She probably loves her daughter a lot. But she also probably forgets to be a mom a lot.
Exactly.
And ends up fulfilling the manager role. Which is unfortunate. Because the episode got inside Shiraishi's head. Like, really well. And we can see that really she just wants someone to be with her.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need. Yes.
Because the idea is that everyone else was being fake, right? So that's why when Tamari just hugged her,
it was so genuine.
It was so genuine. That was the genuineness of it and the rawness of it. Was exactly what Shiraishi needed.
Oh my gosh.
Also, okay, I do want to talk a little bit about the dialogue itself. Like I think this is one of those signs where, because this is a Madhouse original, like, that's one of the ways that you can really see it the most. Because when I think about, like, trying to do that in, like, a manga, right, with that much dialogue, it's that
too
snappy,
much.
that quick, right?
It would just cover the page.
It would just cover the page, right? You wouldn't be able to get it across. But with this, not only is it very, like, bantery and just fun dialogue, but the fact that they present it in such, like, quick, like, succinct, one after the other, like,
really
rapid fire.
This is a rewatch show.
It's
for
a
the
rewatch
dialogue
show.
Alone.
Oh, absolutely. I can see that coming. But also, it's the idea that it helps lend the energy of the girls at this time in their life, when anything is possible and when they're going to go after their dreams. And it also, that I think they dialed it up a bit even in this episode, I think, from, like, the previous episodes, but it also helps the contrast with where they're at to where Shiraishi's at. And that is super important.
You know, would you guys like to go to Antarctica instead of me? It's like, oh my god.
Because and here's the thing, like, they could have tried to make Shiraishi be like the kudere type person, but thankfully they didn't do that. They made her act like a normal person probably would, that's, you know, more quiet, reserved, shy, and all that stuff. And then they dialed up everyone else, which makes sense because they're actually like working towards their dream and stuff. So it totally works, and they're all bouncing off of each other. Their energy is just making them all go nuts.
I love it.
And then they use that as the contrast for Shiraishi and what she's going through. And then, of course, going back at the end to, I could just die right now. Like,
you really feel like you entered into Shiraishi's shoes for, like, a day or so, and you get the vibe that her character is one that has kind of turned off a lot of the desire to communicate her needs also.
Right.
Like, one of the things that I've noticed that with people that are kind of the people that end up with very little friends and they have toned down a lot of their excitement and their emotional levels are low because they can't expend too much, otherwise they'll end up empty too quickly.
Right, because they don't expect that they will actually get filled up when they basically put the ping out there that, hey, I'm running low.
So what that also looks like is when she sees even the slightest bit of good energy, good emotions, good friendship, the kind of things like that, she assumes this must be the legendary best friends things I've heard about. You guys are obviously best friends. And they're like, no. They're like, well, like, maybe. They kind of looked at each other like, are we best friends?
Like, are we best friends?
Are
we totes besties now?
Well, we haven't even known each other for a month, and we don't really hang out. No, we just kind of, like, are going to Antarctica.
Right, we're all just passionate about this thing.
Yes, and that's...
So,
like, when these... I'm not trying to put up something against Shiraishi, but I'm trying to make a really, really, like, interesting point that's helped me a lot in just my growing up and stuff, was that Shiraishi held back her emotions, part of herself, probably because she wasn't getting a lot of friends. But because of that, I don't think the fake friends, essentially, were able to connect to anything with her.
Oh.
So they were bouncing off a non-existent slate.
Sure, the idea that she's projecting that all these people are going to be fake, and and a lot of them probably
are.
But there might have been some out there that did not have this energy and perseverance and maybe bluntness, and the fact that there was multiple of them there at the same time to basically push through that. They might have just been like, oh, maybe I tried connecting with this person, but it didn't really work.
And that's the sad thing of it, was that if she hadn't interacted with someone who was passionate, who was someone that had the passion to go after an independent thing of the person. That's what makes Antarctica so powerful here, is that they're going after Antarctica. Antarctica is out there.
Right.
The friendship thing is all happening here. Shiraishi sees it next to things over here and is like, maybe if I come into here, I can get a little bit of the reason why they're all pointed in this direction. Sure. And because they're not freaking out about, oh my gosh, she's some kind of celebrity or what have you, they're not at all interested, really, even, oh, you have 38,000 followers or you have all these other things? Who cares? We have Antarctica. Like, we're going there. And she's like, wait, like, none of the other stuff. So if you have passion, I just want to say this, if you have passion, put it on full display.
Yes.
Because what you don't understand is that people who don't have passion look to the people that have passion and go, oh my gosh, can I just grab onto you and and have that same passion? It's like, well, let's see. Let's try and find out.
They'll want to come near you so that hopefully they can catch some of the flame. One of my favorite lines from Pride and Prejudice is, what was it? There are a few of us who are really secure enough, or who are secure enough to be really in love without proper encouragement.
Sure.
That does not necessarily have to mean love with a person.
Yes.
It can just be love of something in general, right? Passion in general.
Yes.
Very few people are secure enough to
said.
be passionate about something without the proper encouragement.
Yep.
In the case of Shirase, she was one of the few people who was willing to do that. But even then, she didn't really
believe in herself.
Well, and she also kind of she adopted a persona that distanced herself from other people because she's like, I have to have this, and I don't think I'll be able to have both, so I'm just going to choose this, and whatever. And by happenstance, losing a million yen, she was able to get connected with somebody who was able to encourage her, right?
Right.
And that ended,
and then stirred the passion.
That stirred it, right?
Dream.
That whole symbiotic relationship there, right? But in the case of, say, Tamari, or wait,
Hinata?
No, Shiraishi.
Yes.
She probably didn't, if there were things that she was excited about, maybe she probably didn't have the confidence to express it, or even
she wasn't getting that kind of a confidence boost from her mom, at least.
Yeah, and not even to express it. maybe just to even have it.
Yeah.
Like, because, but then people come around that help encourage her, and they show that, hey, no, you can be like that, and this is what it looks like, and isn't that so much better?
And even if she actually didn't want to go to Antarctica, because
exactly.
she doesn't like the cold, for instance, maybe that is a legitimately true statement, because of the passion, because these people have the dream, the desire, and the connection now with her. She'll now go anywhere with these people. She is now so on board because they've awakened that passion, that love of life in her. And it's just, Jacob, just kill me now. Like, this is, I could just die right now.
Because it doesn't matter what you're passionate about, really, so long as you are passionate about it. Like,
I mean,
okay,
you could take us out of context.
You could take that out of context, but the idea is that just being passionate in general is so important, is so valuable. In the grand scheme of things, you'll figure out something, and whatever it is, it'll kind of work out, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's going to Antarctica.
If you're watching this show for the first time, or if this is your second time rewatching it, or if you are like, yes, like this passion thing, that's something I absolutely resonated with as well. Do what you can to share this with people, because this is not just necessarily a show. Share this show with all kinds of people that love anime, because it's a fantastic show. But
your passion as well.
And man, if this show kind of helps encourage you, then rewatch this show until you're encouraged enough to do it. Or you can just take whatever encouragement we're passing along to you through the video.
Right.
Because this anime is getting at something like soul level, like really deep human experience. Everyone can connect to this kind of thing, and I am really, really excited that we're only 3 episodes in. Like, I just Jacob, I just feel so good. It's just amazing.
But then there's gonna come that part where it's gonna be over.
It's gonna suck. Stop. Shut up. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, guys. This is a fantastic episode. We loved it so much. If you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. It comes with early access, there's Discord access, and full-length access. Check it all out. And if that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.